Good afternoon, good morning, welcome, and good evening, and welcome to the commentary Hub's coverage. The home of alternative commentary on this FA Cup first round clash is South Shields of the Northern Premier Division taking on League One Forest Green Rovers. It should be a great game in prospect, and one that I'm looking forward to bringing you all here on the commentary Hub this afternoon. Kickoff is at 12 o'clock, and we'll go through the two sides for you in a second to give you the two sides. South Shields are managed by ex-Premier League footballer, played for Sunderland amongst other clubs. Kevin Phillips was born in Itching, was Kevin Phillips. Might want to mention that one. So very good afternoon to you, Mike, if you're tuned in. Should be a good game. Kickoff is a midday. It should be a cracking game this afternoon. They take on League One Forest Green Rovers, who's not won away for quite a while now in the division. Last 5 League One games was 3 defeats and 2 draws for Forest Green Rovers. Their last game out against Barnsley was a defeat, and South Shields will be looking to inflict another defeat on Ian Birchnell's side. So we'll look at the two lineups for you now. We've just seen last season when Forest Green Rovers got knocked out of the first round stage by non-league St Albans City as well. I've just seen one of the goals from St Albans in that game, and that could be something happen today for South Shields. We'll have to wait and see. If you're tuning in for the very first time to the commentary, thank you very much for choosing us as your home of alternative commentary. We will be bringing you the full game in full. There's a couple of other early kickoffs. We'll bring you some of those scores as and when we get them. One in the Championship involving Burnley, who were very lucky to beat Rotherham United on Wednesday evening. They're taking on Sheffield United in the Championship. And there's another FA Cup tie kicking off at lunchtime today at 12:30. Both of those games kick off. So we'll keep you up to date with that one as well. There's some other games taking place today. I'll just real quickly run through those before I go through the team news for our featured game. At 3 o'clock in the Premier League today, it's Leeds United against Bournemouth, Manchester City against Fulham, Nottingham Forest against Brentford, and Wolverhampton Wanderers taking on Brighton and Hove Albion. At 5:30 is Everton against Leicester. As I mentioned, at 12:30 in the Championship is Sheffield United against Burnley. There's Blackburn Rovers against Huddersfield Town at 3 o'clock. Also at 3 is Blackpool against Luton, Middlesbrough against Bristol City, Millwall against Hull City, QPR against West Bromwich Albion, Rotherham United against Norwich City, Stoke City versus Birmingham, Sunderland versus Cardiff, Swansea against Wigan, Watford against Coventry. In the FA Cup then, the early kick-off in our featured game is South Shields against Forest Green Rovers. 12:30, which we'll give you some updates of as and when we see them, is Bradford City against Harrogate Town. And then as we finish on air, there'll be a game just kicking off in the FA Cup, Bolton Wanderers against Barnsley at 2 p.m. And then there's quite a number of matches taking place at 3 p.m. in the FA Cup. Cheltenham Town take on Alvechurch, Coval Town go to Charlton Athletic, Eden Market go to Burton Albion as well. So, and Chelmsford City goes to Barley, should I say. Eden Market going to Burton Albion. FC Fylde have got a good home tie against Gillingham. They'll be able to cause an upset there. Kingston will be able to cause an upset against Doncaster Rovers as well. As well, Oxford City when they take on Fleetwood. Gateshead will be looking to do the same when they take on Stevenage. this afternoon at 3 o'clock. MK Dons will be hoping to avoid a cup upset as they take on Taunton Town, as the players are in the tunnel now, coming out of onto the field in a second against the both sets of players in the tunnel, as the officials will just walk straight past them as they get ready for the game. The officials are just walking to get through to the front of the crowd. You see Ollie Casey there, the former Leeds United defender. Went to Blackpool from Leeds and then went on to Forest Green Rovers, did Ollie Casey. So there's a few clubs in the FA Cup who are looking to cause upsets when they take on League One and League Two opposition. Premier League sides come into it in the third round, as do the Championship. We've got 2 more live games after this one, which I'll tell you about a little bit later in the programme, as the teams will now just emerge from the tunnel onto the field of play as the mascots walk out alongside some of their heroes onto the field of play as well, as we just see the teams line up before they go through the handshake at the First Cloud Arena in South Shields, which is up in the northeast, as we get ready for kick-off then, and we'll run you through the two sides in just a second or so, as I bring them to you in a second when we see them in full again in a second or two. Come in front of me as well as we get ready for kick-off this afternoon. As we just see the South Shields side is Ronnie in goal, Liddell, Morse and Broadbent at the back, Newton, Smith, Woods and Adams in midfield, with Ian just behind Molly Henry and Alessandra. Their bench is Dirty, Dobson, Riggs, Gomez, Hunter, Ross, Merritt and Hodgson are on the bench for Kevin Phillips' side against Forest Green Rovers. As for Forest Green, they line up with Thomas in goal, Bernard, Casey and Cargill at the back, O'Keefe, Endre, Bunker, Little and Boyce in midfield, with Wickham and Jamil Matt up front. Connor Wickham been around a bit, played for Leeds United, Crystal Palace amongst teams. On the bench for in Birchnell's side is McGee, McAllister, Firmame, Robertson, O'Brien, Marquez, Peart Harris and March. The referee is there. He is Scott Oldham. He's assisted by Daniel Woodward and Darren Williams, with Anthony Backhouse on 4th official duty this afternoon. We're almost set to go then. There's Kevin Phillips, the former Sunderland striker, who had a fantastic playing career. Now he's trying to have a fantastic managerial career as well. There's going to be a minute silences there, or a minute, or they're going to just tear the knee in one. I'm not sure. We'll see in a minute. The minute silence was impeccably observed as Forest Green Rovers just get into the huddle. ahead of kickoff. It'll be the League One side, which will get us off and underway then, as we see Forest Green in their all green kit with South Shields in a purpley burgundy top, white shorts and white socks, as Forest Green get the game off and underway. As Wickham just knocks the ball out wide to the left hand side. Ball forward is picked up by Morse and back to his goalkeeper Burnett, who clears downfield looking for the run of Alessandra, and he goes back through to Thomas in the Forest Green goal. Into Casey, who pass the ball to his left hand side, and Cargill. And Bailey Cargill will come forward and play down the line. He's given away, and then Forest Green win the ball back with Boys. And then he almost loses out of possession, and he does so. And now here is Ine trying to get the ball forward towards Molly Henry. And he does so. But then he loses out. Now here come South Shields again. There's a good bit of play there between Smith and Ine. Now here comes the number 3 Broadbent. All wide to this left hand side, and the captain Adams. Down the line it goes, and he keeps the ball for his side though with Smith. Back to Broadbent, and down the line it goes. Wonderful hold up play from the number 9 Alessandro, but then he just lost out. Blair Adams is just causing a few problems for O'Keefe there, but who manages to get away with it. But Woods heads it back forward for South Shields as they clear the ball downfield. Is hooked back down the line by Liddle, and now the play for a throw. Almost did the Forest Green Rovers manager in the dugout in Birchnell, who's watching on here. Today's done a decent job with Forest Green since he came in, apart from the last 5 results which I mentioned to you, which included a defeat to Barnsley last time out in the league. 3 defeats and a couple of draws for Forest Green in their last 5 league matches. Will be able to change that form in the FA Cup today, and hope that form goes out of the window. As here's entering now for O'Keefe as he fetches Casey into play and across to Cargill, who will come forward. Lovely bit of play this from Forest Green Rovers. Bowling towards the penalty area, and he's run out for a goal kick as the ball looking for Little was over it by Cargill in the end. It's 2 and a bit minutes gone, almost 3 minutes gone in this game, and it's still Forest Green Rovers are still being held by a goal ashore by South Shields at the moment in the opening exchanges. There's a bit of head tennis is going on in the centre of the park. Forest Green now get the ball down on the field with Matt, and now he plays the ball back, and now there's a long ball forward, but headed away there by Woods, and now here Alessandro fetches the ball forward. Woods comes short for it, and he gets in there, and he goes back to his defender Morse, and now here come Broadbent, who fetches the ball forward. Can't pick out Alessandro, and he gets the second bite of the cherry there, but loses it out almost immediately as Forest Green pin the ball back up. Here's Bernard, who is O'Keefe into Casey, and Casey will play the ball across to Cargill. Bailey Cargill is coming forward, but he goes back into Ollie Casey, and Ollie Casey will fetch the ball forward. This is a good start from both sides going for the game, and it's out of play for a throw there to Forest Green Rovers after Morse pulled the ball out. Dylan Morse pulled the ball out for a throw. He's taken quickly as Cargill gets up in support. His cross is headed away, and a further clear by Ian. Now Ian picks up the loose ball. Good play this from Ian, and back it goes and into the path of Woods. And Woods will find Smith, and I guess he back does Woods. Back further it goes to Little, and now here's Smith, who turns away well from his man, and it's a long looping ball forward for Molly Henry to pick up and collect. Back it goes to Newton. Molly Henry again, and now Woods. Newton back to Woods. Sets up Ine. Can't put the ball through to Adams, and Adams just pulls down his man inside the penalty area, and that's a free kick to Forest Green Rovers. 5 minutes on the clock. It remains South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 0, and Forest Green Rovers almost getting caught out there if O'Keefe wasn't alert, and it was O'Keefe who Adams pulled down the South Shields. Captain, as here come Forest Green Rovers once more. They're having a lot of possession of Forest Green Rovers as Bernard is not penalised for a push there on Alessandro, tries to get on the end of this rubber, but Molly Emery gets there instead. Molly Emery against Casey. Molly Emery does well against Casey, does I thought he did, but the referee, Scott Oldham, disagrees with me and gives a free kick to Forest Green Rovers. Ollie Casey just went in for a nudge, fell into Molly Emery, then went down there too easily for my liking. And Molly Emery was oddly done by there, as now here comes Hendry for Forest Green Rovers. Out wide to Cardle, and back he goes into Emery, and he looks to come forward. Good bit of play this. Here's Forest Green coming forward on possession. It's out wide now to O'Keefe. Inside it goes to Bunker. Now Bernard back to Bunker. Bunker delivers a cross in looking for Connor Wickham. He's headed away only as far as Little. Little drills the ball in. Comes to O'Keefe. And a wonderful save there from Bonnet to tip the ball behind for a corner to Forest Green Rovers after O'Keefe's effort. And that would have been a fantastic goal. Poor defensive play from South Shields. And then O'Keefe's first time effort wonderfully parried away. Wickham couldn't get on the end of it. Neither could Jamil Matt. And he went behind for a corner for Forest Green Rovers, which will be taken by the person who had that attempt, O'Keefe. Corey O'Keefe to take this corner then. He's whipped in towards the penalty area. Punch clear by Bonnie, and good punch away by the goalkeeper as well. Goes back to Boys, who will launch the ball back into the penalty area. Headed by Casey, and is picked off by Southers, and they will can try and break now as here's a wonderful bit of plays. Molly Emery tries to get away. He's got Alessandrian support inside the penalty area off to cross early. He delayed his cross, which allowed Forest Green to get back. And now here's Smith. Good ball from Smith out wide to this left hand side, but he's lost out, and now here comes Jamil Matt for Forest Green Rovers. Good end-to-end game now. Starting to open up a little bit. And a wonderful challenge in there. And Casey gets in to win the ball back as Live Souths were almost on the counter-attack. He's come to Wickham inside the penalty area. I think he's Andrew that went down. No foul on him. And it was Little who went down. No foul on him. Wickham goes down the edge of the two goes down the edge of the box again. No foul on him as well as Andrew comes to the penalty area. Good shepherding from the ball. Was kept in initially by Forest Green Rovers. Cleared away as well as Forest Boys will push the ball back in. And there's the easy claim for Bonnie, who just all up as the Northern Premier side of putting up a good defensive resilient wall. Then this is the one where he just shrugged him off and he went down far too easy there, Little. For my liking, they were able to tangle with the foot as well, so that pen should have been given, but far too easy there. He went down with. He's a throw to South Shields. 9.5 minutes gone here on the commentary up to JB Sports and Storm FM. We're also live on our Twitch channel as well. If you want to tune in on Twitch and listen along while you're travelling out in your car, you can do. As a ball is played forward by Little. And it's picked up by Bernard. 1-2 there with Boys, and now Forest Green Rovers will come forward, or try and come forward once more. Is still goalless between South Shields and Forest Green Rovers in the FA Cup first round. If it's a draw, we'll go to a replay. Portsmouth edged past Hereford by 3-1 last night, which we heard from Mike Ornament, and that was covered on all of the participating channels which we're broadcasting on today. So there were no shock last night. Will we get a shock today in this featured game, or we'll have to wait until tomorrow as we watch this move come forward? Is Bob after the foul on Bunker by Smith, and there was a late challenge from Smith, and one I think in the Premier League was probably being booked for. He's not being booked there as Smith this time. Kevin Phillips watching on as his side have started really well. 11 minutes gone, remains goalless in the FA Cup. On the commentary hub as the Little is telling the defence when to push up, and how I to push up as well to try and catch the first screen plays offside as the ball comes in off the head of Bunker, who won the free kick. We fell kindly for Bonnie in the South Shields goal, and it remains South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 0. And there's a stoppage in play as the South Shields man is down on the floor. Can't see which one it is. It was the number 4, Little, who's now back to his feet. And Smith is just come across to have a quick drink of water and get a bit of instructions, along with Molly Emery as well, from his manager and his coaching team. He wants the game to get back underway again, but they just gave some last minute instructions after that stoppage in play. As now here is Little to play the ball out of defence for Forest Green Rovers against South Shields, should I say. As now Little will look up and clear downfield, which has been given away. Good challenge there by Bunker to keep Forest Green on the move. O'Keefe into Little, should I say, Little and Little getting mixed up with them two players today. But here's Cargill, one who won't get confused, and he's got the return pass into the penalty area. It goes, he's punched clear well, and then South Shields will just fetch the ball down on the chest of the number 9, Alessandro, and he clears it to Newton to clear downfield, and that was like a rugby clearance from one end of the pitch into the opposite half to get him up down pitch and away from danger for the time being. And that ball is out of play for South Shields. Throw it on the left hand side, just a couple of yards in front of, just a couple of yards down from the South Shields benches. We see some of the fans getting excited on our monitors as one fan waves at the television cameras. They're showing this game today, and this is a good game in prospect. O'Keefe gets the throw in for Forest Green and gets the game restarted again from that set piece as Cargo now picks up possession into Ollie Casey, the former Leeds United under 21s, under 23s defender. Went off to Blackpool after leaving Leeds United and didn't really get much game time there, so he's come to Forest Green and also found a bit of game time in a club that will play more regular on a regular basis. As Bernard picks up possession, in Birchnell, his side has shown faith in Ole Casey, and now here is Alessandra. Good play to hold up the possession, and then play wonderful ball into Ine. Ine comes forward. It goes back into Woods. Out wide now to Adams. And Adams goes inside. Smith can't get the ball forward towards Adams again, the South Shields captain, and Newton now just picks the loose ball up. And now that's a foul on Little there as he just come out of the midfield. Oh no, it was Morsel came out of defence into midfield. Foul by Jamil Matt. And it's a free kick to South Shields, who will send a few players into the penalty area. But Smith goes back to Liddell and then Morse, and now Smith again. Smith puts the ball in towards the penalty areas. Headed clear, now picked up brilliantly by Forest Green, and Jamil Matt looks to get away. Well, South Shields have won the ball back as now they come in possession with Smith. Good play this from Smith, and as he just keeps all of possession well. It's Broadbent. Good play. And he gives the ball away. And now Connor Wickham spreads the ball into the midfield for Little. Good bit of play out wide from the run of Boys, but Little's pass was cut out brilliantly by Newton. And Newton did well to defend that situation well. It looked like it potentially could have been an opportunity for a cross if he didn't get a cross there to clear the danger. As Kay says, they're just inside the South Shields half. 17, which was 17 and a bit minutes gone. It's still South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 0. First, we're ready for the first real attempt on goal from either side. No side has had a shot on goal just yet. As here come Woods, and now South Shields just keeping possession as Morse just clears right footed downfield. Casey puts it back into the South Shields penalty area, and that's a wonderful throw by the goalkeeper. Wanted to get Adams away, up towards halfway, just inside his own half, and he has to go back just to keep hold of possession and just keep a bit of momentum. Little across to Morse, back into Little, and this is a good bit of play as South Shields just keeping the ball well and coming up towards halfway. That ball from Broadbent is too long for Molly Emery to get on end of. And now wonderful control there by Connor Wickham. His ball in is cut out well by the defence of South Shields, and now Adams will clear forward up towards Molly Emery, chest into Alessandra, and Alessandra just gets the ball out wide to Newton. Newton will look up, has to go into Alessandra once more. Now Woods on to Adams, the captain for South Shields. Back in to Smith. And then Broadbent and Liddle is there. Now into Woods and Liddle again. Broadbent back to Liddle. And now Smith to Woods. Broadbent. Good play this from South Shields as they just keep hold of possession. As we come up towards 20 minutes in this first half, it remains South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 0 if you're just tuning into us here on the commentary hub. We're also live on commentary hub 2, JB Sports, Storm FM, and also on our Twitch channel as well. You can, if you're listening on Twitch, you can put so there's just audio on, and you can carry your phone up to your car if you're driving out and about, and listen to us through your car speaker. There's a ball is it for looking for Molly Emery, who can't get there. Is out for a throw to Forest Green Rovers. And remain South Shields no, Forest Green Rovers no. 20 minutes gone as I say, South Shields fan without a top on. I don't think it's that warm enough to have no top on, but each to their own. I said to them and got my top off in the commentary position because it's too cold here today. As here comes Bernard up over halfway into the centre circle for Bunker to spread out wide to the left hand side, and then that ball from Boyce looking to pick out Little is down for Thrunny. Boys and Little do combine this time as the ball's in towards the penalty area. Comes all the way across. Over a kick is wide from Hendry in the end, and that's not far wide in the end from Hendry there as Forest Green Rovers went for goal. After wonderful ball in, he was partly cleared, and the overhead kick just went well wide in the end. Wasn't even troubling the goalkeeper. And I don't think either side have had a shot on target yet in this game. I don't think neither keeper has been worked or worked near enough for them. As a ball is headed clear and he's knocked back to Thomas as Forest Green will like to try and build back up a bit of momentum as their attacks so far have been cut out by South Shields. It remains goalless though as come up towards halfway with the ball from Forest Green as they're just keeping hold of possession and just making sure players. I saw Bunker just having a bit of a argument with one of his teammates. I'm not moving for him when he had the ball, which forced Forest Green to go back. And now NGR wide to O'Keefe into the penalty area for Bernard. O'Keefe's there again. O'Keefe with the cross in towards Jamil Matt. Breaks for Connor Wickham. Connor Wickham puts the ball in and is saved, and the goalkeeper Bonnie dives to the floor after making a save high up to make sure no rebounds could come from that. Did look a bit like a handball in there. Appeal. I couldn't see it myself against O'Keefe as Heaney almost lost out of ball, and Forest Green's having just edging the possession slightly in the last few minutes to for what we've just been told there. So be interesting how that game unfolds, and if that remains to be the case moving forward in the game. I'll be very surprised if that does change slightly, but we'll have to wait and see. As here comes O'Keefe for Forest Green. Lovely bit of play forward. And O'Keefe sprawling towards the penalty area. Brace for Bunk on the edge of the box. Back out wide to O'Keefe to. No, it's not O'Keefe, it's Hendry. And Hendry's shot is charged down and then he's cleared up towards halfway, just over halfway in fact, but where there's no South Shields men. So Forest Green will come back at them with Casey. Just inside the centre circle. Now out wide to Little. Good play this. Little does well. Into Andrews. Pass looking for Bernard is put behind. It's too much on it. And he goes behind for a goal kick. as we watch South Shields against Forest Green Rovers in the FA Cup. In this first round clash. Where it remains 0-0. If our listeners are just joining us for the action today. No real go-mouth chances apart from that. Only one real go-mouth action from either side, which O'Keefe forced Boney into a save. Other than that, no real opportunities in front of goal. As now here comes Little into the penalty area. It goes, and South Shields' defence is bad there to clear, with Little being the one who cleared the ball away. As Forest Green just come forward again. Here's Bunker. Good ball into the path of O'Keefe via the boot of Endre. And O'Keefe pushes the ball in. Mago just pushing in the back. He goes down for a corner instead. But Forest Green fans and Jamil Math thought it should have been potential penalty. We'll just look at this on the replay. I wasn't sure. Should it have been a penalty? I think Matt was just backing in, and then the defender just got the side was just got the better of him as O'Keefe comes across to take the corner from the left hand side. It's not even in the or touching the quadrant. So a corner comes in, he's headed behind for a goal kick to South Shields. Came off the end of Jamil Matt in the end. As he's still appealing to the referee that it should have been a penalty to his side. As we watch this game unfold, is South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 0, 27 minutes gone. And the first half has gone fairly quickly, to say there's been no real chances to either side. The first 12 kickoffs will be getting underway in a minute or so as that ball is headed back by Cargill into the path of Thomas, and now Bernard will just pick up possession into Casey. And Casey has a 1-2 with Bunker now. Gets Bailey Cargill away. Into Little. Good play. Into Endre. Now out wide to O'Keefe. O'Keefe with the ball in. And it's a goal for Forest Green Rovers. And it's Connor Wickham, I think, who's got the header past the goalkeeper. And South Shields are behind in this FA Cup tie, and Forest Green Rovers take the lead. And it's harshly done for the non-league side, as they have caused a number of problems. The second real attempt on goal from Forest Green is headed on by Connor Wickham after O'Keefe's ball into the penalty area. And that is a wonderful cross, and Connor Wickham met it brilliantly at the near post. And he's come off his shoulder, in fact, and it goes into the back of the net. And Forest Green Rovers take the lead on 29 minutes. It's South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 0. South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. Connor Wickham on 28 minutes. His goal is the difference. South Shields will just like to get back forward in possession as they look to come forward. Get some of your comments out in a few minutes. YK Man says, yo, good afternoon to you, my friend. And Alejo says, goal. There when I just described the goal for Forest Green Rovers, who've taken the lead thanks to a 28-minute header from Connor Wickham, the man who's got Premier League experience in the Forest Green side. And that goal may now kickstart Forest Green into life. And may start South Shields, may see the game open up a bit more now, because after that goal, South Shields will have to come. They'll have to try and get on target and try and take the lead. Try and get back into the game, should I say, and try and get an equaliser, then try and get in the lead, which will leave space up in behind for Forest Green to try and exploit and get potentially 2, 3, maybe even 4, 1, 2, maybe even 3 more goals in the game as they come forward now. Do Forest Green as MG has possession. Good ball down the line as here comes Molly Henry once more. Molly Henry does well to hold up the play. And wonderful turn from Molly Henry towards the penalty area it goes. And he's put behind for a corner to South Shields, and that's a fantastic run from Molly Henry there. Dylan Molly Henry causing a few problems down the South Shields right hand side as they come forward. It's South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1 in the game. The 12:30 kickoff, so underway. We'll bring you any goal updates as and when we can between Sheffield United and Burnley in the Championship, and Bradford City against Harrogate Town in the FA Cup. And now South Shields coming forward. Lovely bit of play. And now just keep hold of possession. Newton with the ball in towards the penalty area. Copycat Broadbent. And now Connor Wickham, the goal scorer, holds her well into O'Keefe. And O'Keefe switches the play, but Newton's bad there to defend well and get the ball back to his goalkeeper. Now he feeds in Smith. Good play this from South Shields, just keeping possession of. Kept possession quite well, South Shields, when they've got the ball. They've looked after it quite well. Even under a bit of pressure from Wickham and Hendry, they've done well to keep hold of the ball. As now, as they've done so there, but Adams ball forward looking for Molly Henry is cut out. That's the first real bad pass that South Shields have done in the last few minutes. Some of the passes in the last few minutes prior to that have been on point. Here's Bernard to come forward. And the ball's over the top. Looking for the run of Andrew, but there's Broadbent turned behind for a throw. 33 minutes gone. It's South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. Wickham's goal on 28 minutes of difference. So O'Keefe's in behind. Into the penalty area, O'Keefe. Andrews and his Mackenzie Ian is across there to shield the ball and clear it away for a throw. Munker's there to Casey. Now the Casey just passes out wide to Cargill. Does well. Down the line it goes. Picked off by Newton. And now Alessandra, who's dropping deep from his forward roll. And he sprays the ball out wide to Adams. Good play to Broadbent. And now here's Woods. Good play this as Morse comes into the equation. Now Liddell. Gary Liddell fetching the ball up towards the centre circle. Into the centre circle now, and Martin Smith, who plays a wonderful ball out wide to try and pick out Connor Newton, who does well to win a throw for his side down near the corner flag. He takes a bit further back, so he gets a bit of room to play to into the edge of the box. Shot is closed down. Ball towards the edge of the penalty area, cleared away. And Matt just holds up the play. Did well there, Jamil Matt. Now, ball over the top, looking for the run of entry from Connor Wickham, the goal scorer. But wonderful bit of play from Little to get back to his goalkeeper under a bit of pressure. He finds Adams, and now Molly Henry gives the ball away. A few times South Shields have given the ball away inside. Was halfway, 10 minutes to go till half time. And it's a League One side that leads by a goal to nil. If you're just tuning in, we'll keep you across all the early games in the championship and the other early kick-off in the FA Cup, where it's goalless in those two games so far. We'll keep you across those games when we get a break in play this afternoon, as we see Forest Green Rovers just keeping hold of possession. Not miss much when we're just telling you the other games that we're going to keep you across while we're on air today. And then we're back on air tomorrow with some more FA Cup action, as JB and Luke Turton bring you Torquay against Derby at 3 p.m. tomorrow afternoon on the Commentary Hub. That's our next live offering. And then we'll finish our FA Cup coverage on Monday when we bring you Bracknell Town against Ipswich Town with Nicholas Jones, your man in the hot seat for that one. I'll probably be in the presenter's chair for both of those. Keep a listen out, see if you hear my voice again tomorrow and then Monday. It's South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1, and the throw to Forest Green Rovers. As the ball's in towards the penalty, headed away by Morse. And he can't get it further clear. Jamil Matt goes down, and there's a free kick against the South Shields man, Ine, and I'm wondering as if to see why. As Mal just kicks down, Ine then falls and runs from the prison down to catch, and just called Jamil Matt went down as well, but my God, straight back up. It was a foul by Jamil Matt in my opinion. I don't know what you think of that incident. As a free kick now to Forest Green Rovers to defend. It was a penalty area, cleared away. Alessandro just helps the ball further clear. Comes to Broadbent. And he does well to keep hold of possession for Forest Green. It was Bernard rather than Broadbent, sorry. And now O'Keefe has it for Forest Green Rovers. Across to Cargill. Good bit of play. Jamil Ma. Edge of the box. Comes to Endre! Wide. His killing effort goes wide. Endre there. He saw the game up. Saw the angle open up for a curling effort. Did Endre as the South Shields players backed off. We got the execution all wrong in the end there. Did Endre into the final 6 minutes of the first half. Attempts for screen 2 for South Shields in this first half. None on target for South Shields, 5 on target for Forest Green Rovers, so they've been the more dominant side according to the statistics. They've had a few more attempts on goal since the goal, which is where he's gone up to 5 now on target. South Shields keeper and defence have had to make some fantastic early defending to keep it to 1-0 before the break. But they've still got just around about 5 minutes. They've just still got 5 minutes to do that. 40 minutes gone in South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. As here is Little to keep hold of the ball for Forest Green, and Andrew gets the ball back there. He's into the penalty to Little. Little puts the ball in, cleared away to the edge of the box, and he's cleared further away. And that ball is downfield. Wonderful ball forward. He's headed away by the goalkeeper. And Casey just has possession. He's into the midfield now for Andrew. Good bit of play this from Forest Green to get the ball forward. Connor Wickham drops steep to get involved in the play because he's not had much of a touch in the last few minutes, as his side's been under a bit of pressure for a minute or two. Connor Wickham drops deep again, try and draw the defenders out and create space in behind for runners from midfield to get in behind, as that ball is headed behind, is it? And there's a throw to Forest Green Rovers. The ball didn't cross the line. And this is a header there. No foul there on Thomas for me, after I've just seen the incident again. Forest Green Rovers leading against South Shields in the FA Cup by a goal to 0, thanks to the 28th minute header from Connor Wickham. Please keep your comments clean and please keep them in English if you can, so we can read them out. Forest Green thought it was a corner. The referee gave a goal kick to South Shields, and his South Shields manager Kevin Phillips will be fairly impressive with his side where they've played today. Yes, they've not been dominated possession or chances, but his side have kept him at arm's length for the biggest part of the game, and if they're going trailing by a goal to 0, or even try and get back on level terms before the break, he'd be more than happy with his side's performance. Just need a little bit more in the final third, as that ball is headed forward by the South Shields number 10, Mackenzie Ennie. And now Thomas for Forest Green Rovers. 43 minutes gone. South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. In the other matches so far today is still Sheffield United 0, Burnley 0, and there's been a goal in the other FA Cup tie, and it's gone to Harrogate Town. I'll tell you who's the goal scorers in a minute. Which Bradford 0, Harrogate 1. As Forest Green Rovers come on the attack, across into the penalty area from the left-hand side, is deflected behind for a corner, and is Matty Daly the goal scorer for Harrogate Town. It's Bradford City 0, Harrogate Town 1. Matty Daly on 9 minutes, the goal scorer. 15 minutes gone in both of those matches. Which kicked off at 12:30. Into the final minute of first half before we're going to injury time, as a corner come out to Little on the edge of the penalty area. And it was an effort which just went wide of the target. is still South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1 at the final few seconds before we go into injury time. The end of the first half as Bonnie just clears the ball forward looking towards Newton, who is headed away by Little. And now Forest Green Rovers just have possession back. And that's a wonderful challenge. As we enter 1 minute to stoppage time as the rain is still beginning to fall up in the northeast. South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. We're into the first half. We're into the minute now. We've played 20 seconds. So over 20 seconds of that. As here is Bernard to fetch the ball forward. Good play this. And now here's Cargill. If you're just joining us, Connor Wickham's goal on 28 minutes is the difference as we come towards half time. As South Shields have defended well, despite conceding a lot of chances in this first half. Ball back in towards Jamil Matt. Here's it across. Adams is there to tidy up and win a free kick for his side. And O'Keefe and Mav was putting up, standing in front of the ball and kicking the ball away to stop South Shields from taking this free kick, which will be probably the last action of the first half. And we played over 30 seconds of the first half. Stoppage time. And as I just say that, the half-time whistle is blown in the game, in our featured game, where South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1 at half-time after Connor Wickham's goal on 28 minutes separates the two sides at the break. Both sides have had chances. Forest Green with more of them, but half-time is the Northern Premier side South Shields 0, League 1 Forest Green Rovers 1 at the break. And just before we sign off, there's just been a goal in the Championship to tell you about. And the Sheffield United 0, Burnley 1. Manuel Benson with the goal in that game as we now leave you for 15 minutes. So it's South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1 in our featured game. The other two live matches is Bradford City 0, Harrogate 1 and Sheffield United 0, Burnley 1. The other latest scores in the Championship and FA Cup respectively. FA Cup for Bradford and Harrogate, Championship for Sheffield United and Burnley. With our featured game, South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. Welcome back to the commentary ups coverage of the FA Cup clash between South Shields and Forest Green Rovers. I can see the South Shields players are back out on the field ahead of the second half. Forest Green players are too. The officials are now back out as well ahead of kick-off. So that means we're almost set to go for the second half. I can tell you there's been another goal in the championship clash where in the championship is now Sheffield United 1, Burnley 1, Ilman and Jai on 30 minutes with the goal there. It doesn't look like there is any changes to South Shields or Forest Green's sides of the start of the second half as South Shields gets the game back underway. There's Newton now with possession, knocks the ball long forward, looking for the Molly Henry, edge of the penalty area. He broke towards Michael Woods, and he headed there from, and again it's now Smith was going to take it, but he opted against taking it quickly. Newton down line for Alessandra, just can't keep the ball in play there, the striker for South Shields, as we run you through the teams again. For South Shields, it's Bonnet, Newton, Broadbent, Little, Morse, Woods, Smith, Motley, Emery, Adams, and Alessandra. Bench of Dirty, Dobson, Briggs, Gomez, Hunter, Ross, Marriott, and Hodgson. For Forest Green is Thomas, Bernard, Casey, Cargill, O'Keefe, Andrew, Bunker, Little, Boys, Wickham, and Jamil Matt. The bench of McGee, McAllister, Fabema, Robertson, O'Brien, Marquez, Pert Harris, and March. As the ball breaks, as the for South Shields, as they keep just trying to get a little bit of pressure on the Forest Green goal. The referee is Scott Oldham, assisted by Daniel Woodward and Dan Williams. Anthony Backhouse is on the touchline with the fourth official duties in his responsibility today. South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1 is our live featured offering today as the ball is played forward. Lovely chest control there in the end as now Newton just collects the ball. In now to Smith and back it goes to Little. Smith again into Woods. Martin Woods back it goes. And now wonderful ball forward. Wonderful play from Woods. And he's still going. Wonderful ball into the path of Molly Emery. Molly Emery edge of the penalty area. Back it goes to Newton. Newton with the cross in. Headed towards goal and just wide. From Martin Wood, from Michael Woods. And Michael Woods so close to leveling the scores. 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the second half. Newton with the wonderful cross in. And Michael Woods just edged wide and then puts his hands on his head as he knows that's a big chance to get South Shields back in the game. South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. And could that be the chance that South Shields route to regret? Kevin Phillips will hope not, and his players will hope not, as they're putting in a battling performance against the League One opposition, and they've can't keep coming away with possession. As now here comes Little, away from one challenge, plays the ball through. Jamil Mass in an offside position, so he leaves it, and that allows Burnley to come and collect. South Shields 1, South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1, and almost 1-1. So the second half. And Burnley just clears long downfield, looking for Molly Emery, who's nudged in the back, but nothing's given against the Forest Green Rovers player, which was Andrew there. Andrew now plays the ball through to Connor Wickham. Was up his man. A wonderful sliding challenge there from Little to get the ball back. And now is Smith, who can't keep hold of possession. As now Forest Green will have the ball again. O'Keefe just had the enough, but Sandra does well to get the ball back. Very, very well there from the South Shields man. And now Molly Emery does well to hold up the play. Look, wonderful bit of play. Molly Emery is chasing after this ball, after a ball over the top. He gets there up against Bernard. Twisting one way, then the other. And Bernard gets a slight touch to the ball and pushed out for a throw. For South Shields, as they go with it quickly. Here's Smith on the edge of the box. Loses out after a fair challenge, according to the referee. Like a challenge from behind to me, and I know that you can't not supposedly allowed to do the challenges from behind. The referee didn't penalise First Green on that occasion, and the ball is here forward. South Shields will know First Green Rovers' away record in the last 5 matches have not been great. I should say, has not been great. They'll be hoping that will continue today, going into the second half of the match, which we've played 5 minutes of, where it's still South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. If you're just joining us here on the going through as the ball is in towards the penalty area and into the arms of the goalkeeper Bonnie after ball in from Boys. And now South Shields are going to be on the attack. Wonderful run here from Mackenzie Ennie now to Molly Emery. Smith does well. Alessandro gets challenged from behind, nothing given. And then first green player Andrew goes down and the referee gives a free kick, which I don't think this one was a free kick. It was stumbling anyway, was Andre as he went down, but I can see why it was given with arms around him. Connor Wickham goes down there. Free kick to Forest Green, foul there by Martin Smith. Pushing the back on Connor Wickham there, which is well was given as the ball is pulling towards the penalty area from the left hand side by Forest Green Rovers, but it's cleared away well by the defence of South Shields, and they now get a throw over on that far side, where it's still South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1, 52 minutes gone, 7 minutes gone in the second half. South Shields manager came first, been having a chat with his assistant as the ball is there forward. Forest Green just keeping possession, and looks like there's a fantastic crowd inside the stadium here at South Shields. Today we'll try and get the official attendance before we finish on air as the ball is it forward. But Mark can't get any of that now. South Shields will defend well. There's a ball over the top, I think is a sellout crowd in the end. As we see Forest Green in attack. Here's Casey now with possession. Good play this. And now South Shields gets the ball. Is closing down Forest Green as they have gone back to the goalkeeper. Now is Casey to play the ball out of defence. And Forest Green under a bit of pressure for the first time in the second half. And first time in the match for a long time as well, really. But they bypass the press and come away with it down the right hand side. Ball looking forward towards Jamil Matt, but the ball runs away from him and into the arms of the grateful goalkeeper Miles Bonney. And now South Shields can come forward once again and try and attack once more before half time. It's still Sheffield United 1, Burnley 1 in the Championship, and also in the FA Cup, Bradford City 0, Harrogate Town 1. If you're just tuning in to us here. And it's still 1-0 Forest Green Rovers. The South Shields getting to the penalty area. Ball back to Woods, who can't get a strike in. Took an extra touch when he didn't need to. And he goes begging the chance for South Shields after wonderful play down the left-hand side from Molly Emery. He pulls it back to Woods, takes a touch, he goes back inside when he didn't really need to take it. And now South Shields have won a corner after a cross from the right from that throw-in was deflected behind for a corner. Mackenzie Enne comes across the take. The South Shield fans behind that goal bouncing up and down at the back of the stand. Enne whips the ball in, cleared away the near post. Newton keeps the ball in, down the line for Enne. Enne attacking the right hand side of the penalty area. There's a dangerous cross in. His head is down and a save by Thomas. I think he was Morse with the header. And that is a great chance. Second attempt in the second half falls away of the Northern Premier side, and it was Morse who got up there well. And he heads it down into the arms of Thomas. So close to an equaliser, South Shields. They're knocking on the door now. A few problems being caused. And now it's South Shields nil, Forest Green Rovers 1. Wonderful play again from Molly Emery to get away from his man. Pull the ball back, and that extra touch there allowed Forest Green to clear. And now it's South Shields coming forward. Lovely run, and still going. Molly Emery's away. Molly Emery up against Ollie Casey. Molly Emery inside the penalty area, still going, twisting one way, then the other. Back he goes for a cross. Comes all the way across to Newton in the back post. Newton lifts the ball in, who is claimed by the goalkeeper, who falls to the floor. And that's another chance that goes begging for Forest Green. Molly Emery's having a lot of joy against Ollie Casey. He laid it back to Adams, whose cross came in. Coming to Newton, who sliced at it. Went up in the air. Alessandro went towards it. Just got a nudge on the goalkeeper after he claimed it. Nothing sinister about that one. Nothing too untoward. And now Forest Green are on the attack with Little. Good play this. Little. Blair Adams goes down under a challenge. Referee says advantages. South Shields still have the ball. Molly Emery fetches it down well. Given away though. And now ball back over the top. Molly Emery can't go on end of it. Bit of tennis between the two teams, but Forest Green have now got the ball down on the floor. And O'Keefe's going away from his man. But O'Keefe can't keep the ball in play. And he goes behind for a goal kick. O'Keefe thought he was fouled. As to the Regan injury, but nothing given. You see some of the crowd there watching on. And he's been given a free kick to Forest Green for foul on Cargill by, not sure who he was who fouled him down there. It was Alessandra, but I wasn't sure why that was given as a foul on against Alessandra. I thought Alessandra was being fouled first. Kevin Phillips just having a word with his right back Newton as and Wickham comes across to have a word with his team. There's going to be a substitution in a minute. Josh March is coming on for Forest Green Rovers. Interesting to see who he comes on for. Jamil Matt that Marsh comes on for. Or will it be Jamil Matt that goes off here? He did come up there as Jamil Matt was going off. We're waiting to see if Jamil Matt stays on. Connor Wickham's goal there. The difference, wonderful bowling from the right hand side. It will be Josh March coming on. We're waiting to see if it is. No, I think he's changed it to Cargill instead. The substitution. We'll try and get that confirmation in a second. Or there may have been a double substitution there. I'm not quite sure. We'll try and get that clarified in a second. Not seeing that on my monitor who's gone off. It's half time. Bradford City 0. Harrogate 1. And Burnley have retaken the lead against Sheffield United. Manuel Benson on the stroke of half time, and it's now half time there. So it's Sheffield United 1, Burnley 2. The scoreline. And now it's out of play for a throw. And I can tell you that South Shields, well, First Green Rovers did make that change for Jamil Matt going off. Marsh. And we'll see if we like Bailey Cargill will going off as well. We're waiting to see if that change is being made, or whether he's still on there. Not seen him yet, so he may have gone off. But March is on for Jamil Matt. As that ball is hit forward from down the touchline by Forest Green Rovers. As we see the game unfold, is still 1-0 to Forest Green Rovers, 62 minutes gone. As we watch the game unfold. As South Shields try and get back into this match. And they're coming forward here now. And they're coming forward. Cargill remains on for now. Look like he was struggling with an injury, but he remains on for now as the ball is in towards the penalty area. Cargill is the man who heads that ball clear. Then Cargill has now got the captain's armband since the striker Jamil Matt, who did play well today, went off, has gone off. He was the captain until he went off. I think now Cargill has now got the captain's armband. But here is Little. Does well as there's Bailey Cargill on the field to play round number 6 for Forest Green Rovers. He is still on the field of play and he has got the captain's armband. And now it's a throw to South Shields and they're just going away quickly with Newton into Woods. Back to Newton and now Morse. Smith to Bonnet. Now he hits the ball forward. Headed forward again by South Shields and they're just keeping all of possession. Here's Alessandra. Good bit of play. How wide it goes now to the left hand side and Adams. The captain into Molly Emery. And he loses out as now South Shields come forward once again. Wonderful bit of play this. Edge of the penalty area. Woods is there. Woods goes for goal and it's over. And I think he's gone out of the ground as well. 64 minutes on the clock. It's South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. And South Shields, as the chances go back in, the time keeps ticking down as well. And it looks like their time, their FA Cup maybe coming towards an end as the clock ticks down, ticking towards the end. But their fans are still in Portmood. The minute to the first round, the Northern Premier side and Kevin Phillips' side have put up in a real strong test today. And now here is Molly Henry. Wins a. That should have been a. Looked like he won a throw, but he's been given to Forest Green, which Bailey Corgle will take. But for me, came off Bailey Corgle there. So I think the officials have got that one wrong. South Shields were complaining. Players and management. And then Morse and March was having a share pulling contest. And now the officials have got that one spot on. It was a throw to South Shields. Corgle cleared the ball out of play. And now here is Newton to take the throw. No subs yet for South Shields have been made. Newton slips but keeps out of possession. Into Alessandro now. Newton again. Good play from Newton. Into Alessandro again. Loses out. Ball's upfield, but no one there for Forest Green to keep hold of it. 9 attempts to Forest Greens from Forest Green, 5 to South Shields. As this ball's over the top. Wonderful bit of play, could be a 6th attempt here for South Shields. And he's off the post! Blair Adams. Wonderful running behind. And his effort comes back off the post. Wonderful bit of play over the top. And South Shields going behind. And he hits the post and goes wide. How unlucky can you get? He doesn't even hit the post, he just goes wide. Looked like he hit the post at first. From the angle I was looking at. He didn't hit the post, he went wide. And how unlucky can South Shields get? They're having chances now. But they still can't break the deadlock. And get that and equalise. In the second half, it remains South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. And the first half goal from Connor Wickham is header from across from the right hand side by O'Keefe, separates the two sides in the FA Cup. Will that be the only goal of the game as Morse gets the ball back to his goalkeeper? And now he gets the ball back again, Morse. And he hits the ball forward down the line. Molly Henry to chase. Can Molly Henry keep the ball in? No. I was about to say if anyone can, he can. But this time he can't keep the ball in play. Another case, he just walks away with the ball as Forest Green just wastes a bit of time. .68 minutes gone. South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. Which was 68.5 minutes played here. And now March wins a free kick for South Shields. That battle with Newton, and he's been in a battle with Morse as well since he's come on. Has been a fascinating watch. Connor Wickham just time wasting again. And here is the goal. Connor Wickham's goal is the difference, should I say. As here comes South Shields to defend once more as Forest Green in the ball forward through Thomas, giving away, and then the ball back forward by Little. But he breaks for Connor Wickham. Wickham almost trying to turn provider this time. Bunker's there. How wide it goes. Ball into Connor Wickham. Fetches it down on his chest. And then Woods into Smith. And now Blair Adams gets away from his man. No foul there. And he's had a bit of afters between Adams and the Forest Green Rovers player Andrew there. And the referee having a word with Blair Adams after, and Henry was in the wrong there for me. Blair Adams was on the floor, about to get back up, and Henry went across and dragged him back up by pulling his shirt from the back, and that's why Adams was annoyed with the Forest Green Rovers player, and I think he had every right to be annoyed. Final 20 minutes to go then. It's South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. Will that Connor Wickham first half goal be the difference between the two sides? 28 minutes was the time when Connor Wickham headed South Shields behind in the game and Forest Green Rovers in the lead. And South Shields have given a real good test of themselves today. They can hold their heads high at the moment. And I'm wondering if I'll be saying that come the end, or whether I'll say they'll be going into in the second round draw, which takes place on Monday, which hopefully will bring you here on the commentary hub. Be interested to see how the game unfolds. Second halves in the game between Sheffield United and Burnley and Bradford City and Harrogate Town. We're getting underway shortly. And South Shields make a substitution. Is number 9, Alessandra, off. And he's replaced by Hunter. Jordan Hunter has just come on in the 72nd minute. For South Shields. It's Alessandra who's done well. Just playing just behind the striker. And in and around there, he has done well today. Alessandra worked his socks off. It looks as though Kevin Phillips has pushed Molly Henry up front and fetched on Hunt to go out wide. Bow, they're shaping up at the moment. But it's O'Keefe in possession for Forest Green as they try and get a second goal in towards the penalty area. It goes, but he runs all the way out for a goal kick to South Shields, and they will try and get back on the front foot. Been a good game to watch this. South Shields against Forest Green Rovers. And it's South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1 in the FA Cup first round. We're going to go through to the draw on Monday, and I wonder if South Shields will live to fight another day in the FA Cup by earning a replay at Forest Green's ground later in the month. It remains South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1 in the FA Cup. You're listening to the home of alternative commentary, the Commentary Hub. Our Play on the Match sponsor is sponsored by the brilliant commentary services, and our broadcasting partners this season, we'd like to thank them. It's JB Sports and Storm FM. Our broadcast partners. If you're listening on the Commentary Hub too, JB Sports, on our Twitch channel as well, on the main Commentary Hub channel, Let us know what you think of the game today. You may be able to do on the Storm FM chat as well. And let us know how you think the game will unfold. Coming towards the final few minutes of the game as we get ready for the final few moments of the match. Is South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. Forest Green having a lot of more of the possession than South Shields. 58% to 42 in favour of the League One side. As March tried to flick a ball, saw a ball coming over the top. He tried to flick it past the onrushing goalkeeper Bonnie as he came out, but didn't get the angle right. And Broadbent and Bonnie between them managed to clean up, and then Bonnie just clears it downfield, looking for the run of the substitute Hunter, who can't keep the ball in play. As we watch this game unfold, and if I remember correctly, I do not think we've had a card in this game today. The referee has let the game flow, and we've had no bookings in this game, which is also very good to see in the FA Cup. A game flowing. Second half is underway. Bradford against Aragon now. Keep you up to date with that until we finish on air just before 2 o'clock. No bookings in this game. I was correct. Substitution for both sides there. As we watch Forest Green in possession with Casey. Back to the goalkeeper, Thomas. And Thomas will come forward. Good play this. From Forest Green to keep all of possessions. And that's a wonderful ball from Connor Wickham. And now here is Boys. And Boys is short. Is tame, weak, whatever you want to use. And Forest and South Shields back in possession. Is any across there up against Bernard. And he does well to get past Bernard. Then he's pulled back and pulled down. And there's a fire going off here now. Fire breaking out. And he's all down to the Bernard is the reason why this fight all broke down. It was down to Bernard. The reason being and the referee's going to fetch out his card. I just said he's not used his card at all today. Let's see what the referee pulling it. Each other pulling the shirt. He's got to order his shirt. He gets round, pulls him back by the neck, dragged him to the ground, grabbed him by the back of his neck, and then Eddie grabs him by the neck. Then there's a fight going off between the players. I'm trying to pick the bones out of this here. Dominic Bernard gets the yellow card. And I'm wondering if Mackenzie Ennie also got a yellow card there as well. I'm trying to work out if he did or not. He did. We'll keep you. So two players, both on a yellow card now. Don Bernard and Mackenzie Ennie. As the ball is here forward towards the penalty area. Comes out to Newton. Who delivers the ball back in. Morse can't get there. And it's behind for a goal kick. First screen trying to claim offside in there against Morse. Well, that's a fantastic ball into the penalty area from Newton. But Morse couldn't get on end of it. and it goes just wide. And Forest Green are living a careless life back there. And South Shields begin to get on the front foot. There's a bad challenge by Bailey Cargill on substitute Jordan Hunter. And will the Forest Green captain going to the book here? Not sure he has. Well, this is a dangerous challenge after the ball had gone. That should be a booking for Cargill there. And he has been Bob Bailey Cargill. Quite rightly so as well from the referee. That was a dangerous challenge, could have hurt his teammate. Well, his opposite number. And then I think Morse is down injured from an earlier incident. There's been another goal in the game, but Bramall Lane is this, and it's a second equaliser for Sheffield United. It's Sheffield United 2, Burnley 2, and it's McBurney with the goal on 48 minutes. In the game. It's South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 1. And the South Shield fans still enjoying their day out, still enjoying their day at their ground, watching their side compete in the FA Cup against League One opposition. South Shields are going to be making a substitution. Here is in a moment or so. We'll keep you up to date with that substitution that's going to be made. As is Martin Smith standing over this free kick for South Shields. He'll look to put the ball into the penalty area, which he does. Headed towards goal, it's cleared away. Headed by Newton in towards the penalty area. He's headed away by two Forest Green players. They must go in each other's way, but Adams is there. And back he goes to the goalkeeper. Running now. Here is Smith again. Look, wonderful play from Smith. Into the substitute Hunter. Smith again. But it's a free kick for a foul on Smith. And Smith will take it. And he'll take it into the penalty area from just on halfway, just inside his own half. Here's a wonderful ball up towards the penalty area. Breaks into the box. Cleared away. Now Forest Green can counter if that ball was played right. They could anyway. But Connor Wickham's ball is poor and is picked up. And now South Shields have a throw and they've gone with it quickly. The non-league side, Northern Premier Division side, and non-messing. They want to go on with this game quickly and want to get back into the tie if they can. Hunter does well. Back to Burney, who clears long downfield. It's cleared away. And back it goes to Little, whose back pass just rolled under the foot of Bonney, but he recovered well to keep the ball away from his goal. And now, it's a wonderful ball over the top for Molly Henry. Cleared away, here's Adams. Adams loses out. And now, it goes back from Little to Thomas. And Forest Green just playing through the lines and almost getting caught out while doing so. And they're being forced back by Hunter. And that's played out of play for a throw to South Shields, which Forest Green Rovers wouldn't give him back. As a substitute is going to be made now. As Robert Briggs is the man to come on for South Shields. In the 84th minute. And it's Dylan Morse who has done very, very well today. Caused a few problems from set pieces. Briggs is on now. He'll be looking to do exactly the same. Wonder if this could be a change in formation for South Shields. As Briggs has gone into a more midfield area. Looks like they've changed to a 4-4-2. Or 4-2-3-1 now, South Shields. Looks like they've gone to a back four anyway. Newton now the right back into Smith. Crossfield pass. And now here is South Shields coming forward. Here's the substitute Briggs who's just come on. Does well there, Briggs. To Adams, and now Briggs again. Broadbent, Briggs. Good play this from South Shields as they try and close and try and get an equaliser. The ball runs out of play for a throw to Forest Green. And now the throw will be taken, and they've gone very quickly at Forest Green. All the may have slowed the game down a little bit. Time wasted a little bit, as we see some teams doing the football pyramid. And now here is Wickham to flick the ball on, but South Shields are just going to be coming back at Forest Green now. That's 9 members of the game. 86 minutes gone. I'll be my player of the match in a moment or so. I'll be wondering who I'll pick as player of the match today, which is sponsored by the Brilliant Commentary Services, which is owned by the fantastic Barry Swain. I've got an idea I'm going to give player of the match to, and some may be surprised by this. Please keep your comments English, please. As the Socials on the attack, ball into the penalty area, cleared away. Here comes South Shields again. And then my man of the match very shortly. As now is a crossing position. Crossing from the left hand side, cleared away by Forest Green again. But here's Smith now. Ball into the penalty area, cleared away from the edge of the box. Smith is there again to get the ball back. But now Forest Green will try and break away. But he's just going to keep coming back at them. The South Shields coming forward. Wonderful ball in towards the penalty area. Cleared away towards the edge. There's a penalty area, Woods. And here's a free kick on the edge of the box. We're going to be announcing our player of the match in a second. We'll wait until this free kick is over first before we announce our player of the match. And Woods was being fouled all the way as he tried to go to the edge. So they're going to free kick, edge of the box. Harvey Bunker goes into the book. Now. South Shields are having to defend this situation. Only one substitution for Forest Green Rovers. South Shields have made 2. And it's Mackenzie Ennie is standing over this free kick. And Mackenzie Ennie goes for goal! Just wide of the post! Not far wide. Mackenzie Ennie just goes wide of the post. In the end, as I look at this replay, it was well wide in the end. I think the keeper may have had it covered. But there's another chance, goes back in for the South Shields side. As we now announce our player of the match, as South Shields number 7, Dylan Motley Emery. Fantastic performance from him. Caused a few problems. And Dylan Motley Emery is our player of the match. Now McAllister comes on for Forest Green Rovers. And it's Regan Hendry, the man to go off. As we enter 5 additional minutes. At the end of this game, 5 minutes for South Shields to find an equaliser. 5 minutes for Forest Green to hold on to what they've got, which was the Connor Wickham goal on 28 minutes. As now, South Shields does brilliantly to defend that. As Adams, now the captain, does well to help out his teammates. And Adams is got Connor Wickham on him as he goes back to his goalkeeper. He almost rolled into the net as the goalkeeper came across to have a quick drink of water, I believe. But now here's Newton coming forward for South Shields. Good play this from Newton. Holds up the play well. And now here is the substitute Hunter. Edge of the penalty area. Goes further back. In towards crossing position in towards the penalty area. Breaks for Hunter once more. Hunter turns away. Now goes down the line. Dangerous cross in towards the back post. Bobbin heads it back in. Pushed down there was Molly. And Bobbin back in and wide. So close to the equaliser for South Shields. They've not given up. And Molly Emery, the man of the match, was pushed over in the penalty. The player of the match was pushed over in the side of the penalty area by Ollie Casey. But Molly Emery has caused Forest Green Rovers problems, and Ollie Casey's followed him every single where he's gone. And that broadbent effort, I'm just seeing that again, not far wide in the end. As we just see from this angle, see how far wide it actually was. And it wasn't that far actually either. It was an inch or two to the left. And that would have been 1-1. Well, Ben's up there again. Breaks for Woods, he's had a penalty. Woods strike is blocked. He's out for a throw. South Shields knocking on the door for an equaliser. To take it to a replay, which is something South Shields would deserve. They have played well. But that ball is into the arms of Thomas after Smith's cross. And that could be that for South Shields. They need to get the ball back very, very quickly and get the ball further down the field. It's been a joy to bring you this game. Been a fantastic watch. It still remains Bradford City 0, Harrogate Town 1, 63 minutes gone. And it's also Sheffield United 2, Burnley 2 in the Championship. 62 minutes gone there. 63 minutes gone at Bradford, with their trail 1-0 to Harrogate Town, which is also in the FA Cup. As South Shields have played really, really well. And that's a brilliant ball forward. And Newton running at the Forest Green defence. Goes his head. Newton's still going. I thought he was about to have a shot there. It didn't open up for him. And then they've lost out. And there's a challenge there. The referee is not giving a challenge, a foul there. He's ready to play on. Well, that looked a bad challenge. And Mackenzie in towards the penalty area he goes. Edge of the box now. Well, the offside flag is up against Woods there. But I'm not sure he was offside, you know. Both only get one look. I wasn't sure, the linesman thought he was. He only gets one look. I've not seen the replay on the monitor in front of me. So I think, let's say the ref says a debatable one, that one. I don't think he was offside. And Forest Green Rovers, looks like they may be heading through. They've held the lead since the 28th minute when a Connor Wickham header, which may have come off his shoulder, put Forest Green Rovers into the lead. But South Shields are trying to get back into this game. As this ball is in towards the penalty area, it goes. Headed away towards the edge of the box. And Forest Green will just come away with it. We're into time added on, and now Connor Wickham goes for a goal from long range. Out! And what a goal! Oh my word! Connor Wickham, take a bow. That is absolutely fantastic. South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 2. And Connor Wickham, I think he's from just inside the South Shield, he's from just inside his own half, has scored, and it's South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 2. Connor Wickham from just inside the South Shields half and halfway goes for goal as he sees the goalkeeper off his line. And that is absolutely fantastic. Connor Wickham, take a bow, son. Take a bow. As now the referee brings end to what has been a pulsating game. Goal on 20 minutes from Connor Wickham up in the scoring for Forest Green Rovers. Then right at the death, Connor Wickham's goal from just inside the South Shields half when he saw the keeper off his line. And I think he may have just scored, so far anyway, the goal of FA Cup round 1. Fantastic game. And it's finished. South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 2. Connor Wickham's goal with the last kick of the game has made it 2-0 to Forest Green Rovers, and that's how it's finished. Just before we leave you, I've just seen that there's been another goal in the game at Bramall Lane. It's a 5-goal thriller there. Burnley twice led. In that game through Manuel Benson's double, but now Sheffield United have taken the lead. When Jack Robinson was fired home from a rebound on 65 minutes. 64 minutes, should I say. And it's now Sheffield United 3, Burnley 2, with 64 minutes on the clock gone there. But in our featured game in the FA Cup, it's finished South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 2. The other latest score in the FA Cup, it remains Bradford City 0, Harrogate Town 1. So from myself, Russ, and from the rest of the team here, thank you very much for listening. As South Shields bow out of the FA Cup after a valiant effort, they lose by 2 Connor Wickham goals to 0. South Shields 0, Forest Green Rovers 2, the second of which is a FA Cup goal of the round contender. Check it out if you get the chance. So for myself, Russ, and the rest of the team here in the commentary hub, thank you very much for listening. JB and Luke Turton will be on air tomorrow with Talking United against Derby County, and then on Monday, Nicholas Jones has Bracknell Town against Ipswich Town for a listening pleasure. For myself, Russ, and the rest of the team here, it's a very good evening, very good afternoon to you all. Bye bye.